4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
What's up, Minnesota Vikings fans? Welcome into another show of House Calls brought to you by your host. I am the Skull Doc. Joining me, as always, is our co-host, Dave. And this show is brought to you by Minnesota Sports Talk. Dave, we started out real good. You texted me. You're like, dude, I like the way this is going. And then we lost it. And the rest is history. So not the way we wanted it to turn out.
Breaking news. The Minnesota Vikings just false started.
Yes, for the ninth time at home.
Yeah, I texted you going, that was a great drive. That was I don't know, I think I might have said make great throws or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
McCarthy, I thought, and I tweeted this, that it was the best drive of his career. I thought on that first drive because he made pretty damn good throws. And we went, that was his longest drive of his career, I think. I think it was over 80 yards. Mm-hmm. And I thought, wow, this is a great freaking start. And then, we go up, we get 10 points on them. And it's like, hey, we're in control of this game. And then we just let them have it back.
Yep. The accuracy was on point, too, early in that game.
But it wasn't late.
No, it was not.
I think he overthrew a wide open Justin Jefferson 3 times, if I'm not mistaken, as he was standing still.
Yeah. One of the things that I like about our show is it gives us a little bit of time to blow off that steam, a couple days after the game. And as we talk about this on a Tuesday, we're a little bit more level-headed, and we've had some time to think about the loss and marinate on the loss. And other than, you go on shows like Score North and Judd is like, O'Connell's got to give up play calling. It's got to be
what?
It's got to be McCown. Let him call the plays.
Because they've done it so much more. No.
It's like, no. Like that's all good for, Monday morning armchair GMing and quarterbacking and whatever, but that's not what we do on a Tuesday.
About it.
That's not what we do on this show on a Tuesday. We take level-headed takes to the show, in addition to some, medical advice sometimes for myself. And, that was a very good team. The Ravens and the Vikings both struggled with injuries early this year, and the Ravens are now healthy. They didn't have a single person on their injury report this week for all 3 days of practice. They came in here, of course, and the Vikings got a 10-point lead on them early on. A Vikings team that just won at Ford Field, and the Vikings didn't play as bad as it felt outside of the turnovers, which we'll talk about, right, on the returns. He fumbled back-to-back kick returns. We lost one. And, of course, the penalties. We had 10-something penalties for over 100 yards. That's going to kill you.
9 false starts and whatever else was. I think it's probably more than 10. It should be.
You're not going to win a game against a good football team. I don't care if you're at home. You're not going to win a game against a good football team against Lamar Jackson if, number one, you don't win the turnover battle or at least lose it by 1. Right. So
the Ravens were just playing like, hey, I don't want to make mistakes. It's not like they were dominating us, although they did run the ball very well against us, which it's just going to happen if you keep giving them the ball and not having long drives. They're going to just, pound the rock on us.
Right. So, we'll get into the Bears game, but what a perfect get-right opponent coming for J.J. McCarthy specifically, right? That defense is one of the worst in football. This is a very good get-right opponent for J.J. McCarthy. If he cannot do it against the Chicago Bears with their lack of pressure, but they're not. You can run on them, you can throw on them. Like if he can't get it done at home against the Bears, that's a wrap on this season. It just is.
Yeah, if I look at the stat line and I go through this, I'm like, they beat us 23 first downs to 18. Why? Because they ran the ball. We had more yardage than them, of course, with the little bit, trying to get back in the game at the end. We started to throw the ball. And then, but the biggest thing is 13 penalties for 102 yards. They have 5 for 62, but half of that's from a pass interference penalty, right? So, it's substantially, it was a home game. And we had not, they were talking about how loud it gets in, the stadium right now. The Ravens might have trouble. They had a couple of false starts, but 9 from the home team and 3 from O'Neal himself. And that's why I put him on the thumb.
It's incredible. Like it was inexplicable. And O'Connell was asked about it, and he was like, "I don't know what to tell you guys." Like,
Contagious. It honestly is contagious.
and it's your superstars that are doing it. Justin Jefferson jumped, Christian Darris jumped,
I think he's jumped in every game so far.
and then Brian O'Neal. So, like, is there an issue with the cadence? I do think a little bit of that, because on the one play where Darrisaw jumped specifically, JJ McCarthy starts his cadence, and then he notices something from the defense.
I think I heard someone say he was changing the run direction.
He says, Oscar, Oscar, which typically means flip the play. Now, usually, I mean, these guys are ready to go, first sound, right? And so usually you're going to hear a quarterback walk up to his line and say, easy, 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 right? Easy, easy. Like, so that you kind of, what's the word? You disarm them, I guess, or whatever. Like you ease on them, so hopefully they don't jump, and then you reset the play. So I think that's just a little thing with a young quarterback that he could have probably handled better. But still, outside of McCarthy and cadence, like, we jumped way too much. Justin Jefferson, you're a wide receiver. Watch the football.
Well, yeah, I think I think the defensive back flinched hard, and I don't know why that would make Justin flinch, but that's what happened there. He was just not concentrating. And honestly, I felt like there may be some truth to someone complaining about, and I don't think he was disinterested, if someone said that. But
he was frustrated.
I think he got to him.
Yeah, he's like my golf game when I'm going double bogey.
You see a ball flying over your head 10 feet above your head, you're like...
Yes. Yes, you start to check out. Because he's running these routes, he's running his ass off, he's getting wide open, and he's not getting the reward. And it's like, that's frustrating as hell. And as a consummate pro as Justin Jefferson is, that's going to get to you. And it did, and he let it show. And I don't blame him for that. I really don't. I'm sure that...
One of my complaints in the past about our quarterback, and I realized later how it shouldn't be a complaint. There were times when Kirk Cousins would throw a soft ball to a guy, right? And it was wide open, but didn't give him enough chance to get upfield, right? So I'd complain, get it to him fast, right? But then I realized, well, hey, I'm not at ground level here. I don't know necessarily what's in front of his face. Now, he's throwing fastballs all the time, McCarthy is, and he got balls batted down. So he's changing the trajectory of his ball, trying to get over these linemen after getting so many pop back in his face. That, yeah, if he just takes something off the ball and just throws a off-speed pitch now and again, he's going to hit him.
Right.
And he needed to throw a few more off-speed pitches this game, and I don't think he's just wired to drill the ball right now, and he needs to have some touch on the ball a little bit.
I agree with you, and that's coming with time. Guys, we're gonna get to your comments here. I promise. I'm starting with Too Evil to Hope.
We're venting right now,
and because what Dave just said, one of our commenters said the same exact thing. So we're gonna touch on that. Too Evil to Hope says this and next season are developmental seasons for McCarthy at this point. Yes, he's 22 years old, guys. He's a kid. He's barely able to drink. He's going to be developing for like the next 3 years. Jordan Love is in his 5th year. He's not there yet. Like, he's just not there yet. He's still developing. So, like, yes, we have to give the kid time. But with all the context that came into this season, we were supposed to have a good enough roster to win with whatever he is right now, to compete, to go to the playoffs with that. I mean, it looks like we're probably going to fall short of that. I'm not going to lie. However, we are still 2-0 in this division. And this week against the Bears at home is a huge game, because if you drop this one to the Bears at home, you can pretty much kiss the rest of your season goodbye, in my opinion. Because how are you going to be expected to beat the Packers and the Lions if you cannot beat the Chicago Bears, who, yes, are 6-3, but they've had such a cupcake schedule, and they've almost lost 3 of those games to shit teams the last 3 weeks. They're pulling it out late. Hey, a win is a win. That's fine. They should feel good about their wins. That's fine. I still think the Vikings are a better roster than the Chicago Bears, and I think they should beat them at home. And honestly, I don't think it should be that close. 3-point spread right now. We should beat them by a touchdown at least. So too evil to hope. I agree with your sentiment. These are developmental seasons, but that doesn't mean that they should, just accept losing. Like, this is a team that should still be competing.
I actually ran the scenario that we lost this game, and we still won 10 games. So I think it's still possible. And in the zone. What are you talking about? I don't see you in my chat. It's been a while. So welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat, big guy.
What's up, man? Too evil to hope again. I'm concerned that Jettas understands that the prime of his career will kind of be wasted on this development, on JJ's development, because he's been paid. So now he is looking for stats and ships. Yeah, I mean, Jefferson always wanted to win. He won at LSU. He came here. He's been frustrated because he still does not have a playoff win. And a lot of that has just been on circumstances with the rest of his team not stepping up in the playoff situations to win the damn game. But yes, the guy's frustrated. He wants to win. And, how much leniency and grace does he give the Vikings? Does he give JJ McCarthy to get to that spot of winning? And the answer is at least this year and next year, I would believe. And then if it doesn't look like it's improving or trending in a positive direction, it's going to get noisy. We're going to hear some trade rumors because that's just what happens in this league. Dave, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, a couple years ago, I was being told how it didn't matter who the quarterback was. He was going to catch it. He was going to get his numbers. I'm like, well, I don't know about that. He was catching a lot of numbers under a previous quarterback. I would have said going into the last season, but Sam Darnold proved me wrong, and Sam Darnold kicked ass last year. Mm-hmm. We knew that there would be a drop in numbers when we saw that one guy prognosticate how McCarthy was going to be at like 4,000 yards. We were pretty like, nah, if we were winning the Super Bowl, McCarthy throws 4,000 yards this year. So I knew there would be a drop off. What's happening right now is he's open. He's not delivering the ball on time or in the right spot. He's overthrowing them. That does come with time and does he now? I'm told that Jefferson is such a team player. He only took the biggest contract Dave, he was gonna stay no matter. He took the largest contract available for a non-quarterback at the time. Now I think 2 or 3 people's passed him, but that's why he stayed. I think he likes the Vikings. He believes in the Vikings. He loves being a Viking. He loves being the history of all the great receivers here. He's a big team guy, but he stayed because he got the biggest contract. So, loyalty will only take you so far. Winning is more important to a player. I don't think someone would stay here just because they want to be in purple and gold. I think it's really important to a player that they have an opportunity to win a championship. I don't think we're anywhere near him wanting or forcing his way out. I don't think we're even close.
No.
I do think he realizes that he's got a rookie. I don't think he's mad. He's showing his usual frustration. He showed that at times with Kirk Cousins when he had 150 yards in the game. And everybody's like, oh my God, did you see that throw by Kirk? Oh, Jefferson's pissed. He's just showing his natural frustration. I'm not reading into it at all. Whatsoever.
Agree 100%.
There's a big drop off in numbers right now.
It's not a storyline. It's nothing to be concerned about, period. End of story. I do want to list out the JJ McCarthy games and Justin Jefferson's production to date. Week 1 in Chicago, JJ had 7 targets for 44 yards and a touchdown. Week 2 against Atlanta, he had 6 targets, 3 catches for 81 yards. At Detroit last week, he had 9 targets, 6 catches, 47 yards, and a touchdown. And then this week against Baltimore, 12 targets. Mm-hmm. 12 targets. 4 receptions on 12 targets for 37 yards. Obviously, very, very frustrating game. I think he's probably more so frustrated that 2 targets into his coverage got intercepted. He takes that very personally when a ball comes to him and the defense gets it. Now I want to go back to last year, and there are some games here with Darnold that did not go well for Justin Jefferson. It happens, right? Like there are tough stretches he had week 1 last year. He had 6 targets, 4 catches, 59 yards, and a touchdown. It's fine. He had a 4-game stretch here, which started in Jacksonville, where he had 9 targets, 5 catches for 48. The next week, Tennessee, 8 targets, 6 catches, 81. The next week at Chicago, 5 targets, 2 catches, 27 yards. And then Arizona, 9 targets, 7 catches, 99 yards. So it's like he had some slower weeks with Darnold, but I think what you saw is even on his slower weeks with Darnold, he was still getting somewhere in like the 60 to 80 yards. And with McCarthy, the slow weeks have been really, really slow, right? It's been.
And just to add in, he would have more than 4 catches. He should have had 7 and possibly 8 if he hauls in that touchdown. Had a little bit of alligator arms coming on that, what could have been a touchdown for him. That would have been a huge play if he hauls that in. I mean, great job by the defense, but yeah, I'm sure he feels like he could have had that or he could have brought that in. But that's not the first touchdown he's dropped. That would be like the 3rd now.
Yeah.
So yeah, but this one's probably the most difficult.
Too evil to hope. I don't think McCarthy can win at home. Watch this week. We're going to beat the Bears at home. We're going to beat the Bears.
It's a Vikings thing. I don't know necessarily a McCarthy thing. It seems to be a Vikings thing.
Joshimi Robot 82. KOC is a bad offensive coordinator. Well, first of all, he's a head coach. He was an offensive coordinator for the Super Bowl winning Rams before he came here. And I don't think he's a bad coach. I don't think he's a bad play caller. I think he's a very good coach. I think that there are things that we can nitpick with him. For example, Score North has kind of beat this horse to death, but I absolutely agree with them. The 4th and short offense is terrible. It's really, really bad. We need to run the football more.
Throwing the ball on 3rd and short with McCarthy.
JJ McCarthy is 0-10 on 3rd or 4th down when throwing the ball, 3rd and less than 4, and throwing the ball in those situations. And there's a couple interceptions.
And you're like 10 and 15 running or something like that.
Yes. It's just bad. Self-scout and fix that as soon as possible, please.
Now, one thing I have seen, and to go off of this theme here, KOC has come back the next week and fixed a lot of issues that a lot of times. I didn't get it kind of started with that 3rd and 1 and him and McCarthy going deep on a law ball, basically. Now, here's the deal. This is an observation. When we played the Eagles, they went deep, cut it off, got a 15-yard run, and then some yards after catch. What a perfect opportunity. Justin Jefferson's literally one-on-one with the guy playing above him. What a great opportunity to come back to the ball, cut off the route. I don't know why that's not an option route if you got one-on-one coverage. Instead, he lobs it, leads him before, or throws the ball before he stumbles, and then obviously becomes an easy interception. I don't know why that's in the playbook for the Eagles and not in our playbook when you get a one-on-one situation, play backyard football. I'm a little off on that, but the key of just forgetting about the run when you're over 5 yards per carry, and it seems every first down you hand the ball off, it's a 12-yard run. I don't know why we go away from that. Lean on it, especially that was a perfect time at 3rd and 1 is to bust them, to get them frustrated. The linemen are loving the fact that you just threw the ball instead of trying to and getting that first down on them. They're loving it. But yeah. I do get it. It was 3rd and 1. It was less than a yard, and he's going to go for it on 4th down if it's not picked.
Yeah.
If it's not picked.
I'll defend Kevin O'Connell on that play call. I understand if you guys in the show don't like that play call, but you only get so many shot plays like that kind of fall into your lap perfectly. And it was a great play call. It was open.
it
Justin
was
Jefferson just
1-on-1.
fell down. Like, what do you guys want from us? Like, he fell down. Does Kevin O'Connell draw that play up thinking, oh, my best wide receiver in the world is going to trip over his feet and fall down? It's going to be an easy interception. JJ McCarthy puts that ball where it's supposed to be. Usually that's a 70-30 ball in favor of the offense, and that's Justin Jefferson catching the ball. / you're probably going to get a pass interference call if it's close, right? Because it's Justin Jefferson. And to your point, you're going to run the ball on 4th down if it's incomplete. So that was
I defended
just
him on Twitter. I was like, the next play was going to be a run.
Yeah,
First
that was just shit luck, and it just gives us more ammo to be pissed off about 3rd and 4th and short. But I think that was a fine play call, and I think it just was bad luck, and that sucks. And we move on.
I would have preferred to run twice.
Should the Vikings trade Justin Jefferson while his value is sky high? Absolutely not. No, that's how you go in the shitter for years and years. You hang on to the best wide receiver in football. He had so much more to your team than the 2 first-round picks you could potentially trade for and then miss on anyways.
In the development of your young quarterback.
Yeah, exactly. No. Easy.
They're gonna get on the same page, and I think the game before, we just took out the Lions. And then the Lions go and destroy somebody the next week, right? That shows you how good we were the week before.
Two-Tone says KOC's not calling the plays to help McCarthy either. Please start the development, KOC. That's a really good chicken or egg discussion. Would you like to see some more easy button type stuff, put the training wheels on the offense and get McCarthy going that way? Or would you want him to just kind of fight through some of this development in real time and get better at this timing offense with his receivers? I personally prefer a mixture of both, but mostly fight through what we're doing right now. I don't want to see them go into just a complete boot option offense, read half the field, get the ball out of your hands right away. And I think we're just going to end up punting a lot and not really, running KOC's offense.
Yeah. I want to open up the offense, take steps, not baby steps, but my first thought at the beginning of the year was we would run the ball and you take shots. Well, we took shots in that game. He forgot to run the ball. And we had a great run game going. And you need to lean on that. That stuff would have been more open. That would have been more open. And honestly, they must have read you and thought, hey, they're not going to run the ball here. He likes to throw the ball on 3rd and short. So, and when he's under center, I think at that play, right? A lot of times he's 3rd and short. He's in shotgun. So that was odd. I was glad because it gave you the play action, and obviously, like you said, you got one-on-one with Justin Jefferson. Now that first interception, I think that was a bad throw, bad decision. And everybody was off to the left side, so there was no outlet. And I wish there was like someone streaking across the middle, with a mid route like that, just for him to have an option. But he's not throwing it deep left. He only has Jefferson. He's not gonna throw a deep left. So it would have been nice to have a tight end or somebody crossing the field in front of him to have a dump off play instead of forcing it to Jefferson with basically bracket coverage on each side.
Yeah.
Well, the guy's safety came over.
Barber says, pull out the broom. We are sweeping the Bears. Completely agree.
Let's do it. Bears played they were down 2 scores of the Giants, and they were missing Scattaboo, right? And they're a rookie quarterback, and they were able to come back, but they've kind of gone, I think, through their easier part of their schedule, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, their schedule gets real tough starting right now. Two-Tone says we definitely need to run the ball and be more physical. Yes, we need to run the ball more. It seems like when we ran the ball against Baltimore, we were doing well. But I think they called 13 total runs that game to 42 passes.
I think 18. It ran 18 times.
18 to 42.
It was over Yeah, we were 6 yards per play. They were 4.9 yards per play.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
That same offense without the
Rushing
penalties,
6.7 yards per play. A lot had to do because of McCarthy, that big scramble. But
like that same offense without the penalties is absolutely acceptable in my opinion. Where we got in trouble, and you said this, when you get to 1st and 15 and it's an automatic throwing down, now you're putting McCarthy behind the 8 ball, right? And maybe it was good for him in a sense to have to throw the ball that much in a football game. And now he has the tape to go back and look at, okay, this is what I have to fix and go forward into the Bears game. But yeah, they need to run the ball more. They need to put themselves into a game script that allows them to do so.
here's a silver lining: 1 sack. You get 1
Yeah.
sack. He was averaging. I heard this stat.
5,
He was
right?
averaging a sack every 5.5 dropbacks.
Yeah. His sack
Until
percentage has
this
been
game.
a problem. That was really good. I'll take that. And the interception deep to Jefferson, that's very fluky. What was the other pick? I don't remember the other one.
So he was. I mean, it was late in the game. He's trying to make a play, but it didn't. They ended up not calling it a pick. Remember?
I thought he had 2 picks credited to him at the end of that game.
Yeah, there's only 3 turnovers. There was going to be a 3rd pick, but they say the nose hit the ball on the ground and it moved. And that he was throwing it to Naylor on a crossing route.
Starks got one on him too. Yeah, he threw it right. Okay, yeah. JJ McCarthy stepped up in the pocket, in the middle of the pocket, and then threw a deep ball down to the right to a double cover Justin Jefferson. And the safety Malachi Starks got the interception.
Yeah, and he knocked him down.
Yeah,
and everybody's like, "Why was Justin Jefferson just standing there?" Because he knew he hit him.
I knew he did.
I knew he did. I'm like, why is he still running? Yeah. The guy got knocked down.
So 2 picks from JJ McCarthy. Honestly, both of them kind of arm punts, like both deep ball shots, like not the worst.
They weren't super painful, but
no. And you're throwing it at the best wide receiver in football, trying to give him a chance. I was more concerned with just the accuracy in general to Justin Jefferson on some of those balls later in the game when Justin was wide open. He needs to deliver him a catchable football.
And there has been problems. Even there was a time when Kirk Cousins was getting the ball batted on his face a bunch of times, and it seemed like it was a constant thing. And this game, it felt like, apparently, I think O'Connell said there was a couple plays where they would have been big plays if the ball didn't get batted down. So I don't know. Are you step to the side, move in the pocket, get away from the guy just in your face? I mean, he's not 6'5", but he is 6'3". I mean, it's not like, these guys have got long arms, man. You gotta find windows. And Russell Wilson, obviously, in his heyday, not anymore, but he would find windows. And he was 5'9" or 5'10". But even if you're 6'3", you still need to find windows. And yeah, he was getting a lot popped back in his face, and that cut down on a lot of what could have been receptions. And I think it led to him throwing it too high to Jefferson like 2 or 3 times.
Back to Too Evil, Too Hope says, I think the biggest problem with the KOC calling plays is that he's meant for a veteran quarterback that a rookie like McCarthy just can't swing. Again, I don't know if I agree with that. Like, I think that McCarthy can run the system. If you're telling me that McCarthy's accuracy is not there yet to be able to throw with rhythm and timing to, run this offense the way that it needs to be, I would point towards the first drive of the game. He looked perfect on that drive.
In the previous week, I mean, there was great throws. And
how do we capture that consistently and get
look
that?
What he did with look what he did with Jalen Naylor.
Yeah,
this game.
Jalen Naylor's on my fantasy bench with 20 points this week.
Like 120 some yards. That was ridiculous. I'm the big Jalen Naylor fan, right? And I'm like, dude's balling. I don't want to get rid of this guy. I do not want to let him go.
Yeah, he's some team's gonna pay him some good money.
So unless they're stupid,
they're gonna watch the film and they're gonna say this guy's always open. And
I think they should confiscate his cell phone in the off season or whatever, or try negotiating right now.
Kidnap his agent.
Yeah. Yeah.
Again, Two-Tone nailed this. It was his 4th start against a very good Ravens team, guys. Like, this Ravens team can go to the AFC Championship game. They're that good. And they will make the playoffs.
And there was a little on KOC here, and we had this problem a few years back, if you remember, the beginning of the end of the first half and the beginning of the second. There's a 6-minute time period where I think they rattled off 18 unanswered points.
Yeah.
Or something like that. And that had a lot to do with, hey, we gave him the ball back with 50 fucking seconds left. Did get a first down, or could have been a run play and shaved more time off or something rather than just flat out punting, giving the ball back. But and then they come out and score again because we just didn't run the ball. We could have just ran the ball because we were running at will. Honestly, it felt like when we did run it. And this week was the first week I saw actually outside runs or pitch plays that actually went for 5 yards or more. Or actually went positive for once. So I was really pleased with the blocking and in the way it was going. And shout to Aaron Jones. You're not dead yet, man.
No,
you're good.
He looks good. Bob says that once the scripted play ends, KOC falls apart. Now, I will, first of all, give credit to KOC and McCarthy. The scripted plays the last couple of weeks have been awesome. Please keep that going. That's important to get out to a lead. But yes, we need to continue to get that consistency after the first drive of the game, and that'll be huge going forward.
My biggest complaint with O'Connell has always been the run game, not committing to the run, even though he says he's going to. So, but as far as him as an offensive coordinator, we won 13 games and 14 games, and honestly, the best year should have been 2022, but we had fucking fumbling problems, and then Cousins hurt his Achilles, but I felt like we were coming back to go to the playoffs that year if he doesn't get hurt. I don't find another coach that has won more games than him and this early in his career. Yeah, he'd be hard pressed, and has a lot to do with his offensive prowess. And so there are certain times, and I call this recency bias. This is honestly probably the first time I said it in front of you. Recency bias. We watch our game. We would probably have the same complaints if we were a fan watching another game.
Yeah.
So it's our team, and we know and we follow it. But I always look at the fact that offensive coordinator is probably the hardest job in the NFL because you have so many seconds to pick a play, have it be part of the game plan or setting up something else. And you have to get it in, and it's fucking 15 words long. And then in crowd noise, and your players doing this, it's a hard freaking job.
Yeah.
So, it's recency bias a lot of the time.
Do you know how many other teams, fan bases would take Kevin O'Connell as their head coach right now? I think if you ask the Packers fans right now, they would take him.
I think Cleveland would be like, hey, we got the wrong, we need a different Vikings offensive mind.
There are so many teams.
Why they haven't fired him yet. Daboll gets fired. Why isn't Cleveland's coach getting fired?
There are so many teams. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to mention, we're 33 minutes into the show. The Vikings broke the Lions by beating them in Ford Field so that Dan Campbell had to fire his offensive coordinator and take over play calling duties. I thought that was interesting.
And I am completely wrong about Campbell. I said he's not the brains of the operation, but holy shit, he's proven
well, they played a terrible, terrible defense.
So far. I mean,
so
but
we'll see. We'll see.
Okay, we'll see. But hey, I did see that. God, man, I saw a breakdown on one of the running plays. I'm like, holy shit, that was genius. That was absolutely genius. I forgot what they called it, but basically all the linemen and a tight end, and they crisscross blocked, and Jesus Gibbs just shot through the hole, and it's just amazing, a beautiful play. So whoever designed that fucking play is a genius.
Dallas Turner had an awesome sack this game. Unfortunately, just landed right on Lamar and got the penalty. But
that's I hate the call, but it's a textbook.
Yeah, penalty. Textbook call, and it got the Lions last week against us, and this week it got us. It is what it is. They got to protect the moneymakers, but good play by Dallas Turner. I mean, one quick. It looked good. I would like to see more of him rushing from the inside.
Yeah, unfortunately, Greener got hurt, and it looked bad. On with his arm just out there, and he's like writhing in pain. I'm like, I thought dislocation, but what was the word on that injury? Do you know?
Did not see. All I saw was that he escaped long-term injury. I don't know if
Yeah,
he'll
that's what
play
it
this
sounds like.
week, but
He might
we'll see.
play.
I just want to play a little game here because Zone says that you say a lot of teams would want KOC. Patriots, Vrabel or KOC? I would take KOC. Buffalo Bills, Sean McDermott, he's fine. We'll stick with McDermott. Miami, KOC. Jets, KOC. Pittsburgh, Tomlin. They'll take Tomlin. Baltimore, Harbaugh. They'll stick with Harbaugh. Cincinnati, that's KOC. Cleveland, KOC. Colts are interesting. They're having a great season. They'll stick with their guy. Jacksonville, KOC. Houston, KOC. Tennessee, KOC. Denver, Sean Payton. They're 8-2, but talk about a bigger fraud than the Chicago Bears. It's the Broncos. But they'll stick with their fraud, Sean Payton. Chargers, they'll stick with Harbaugh. Kansas City, they'll stick with Reed. Raiders, they would take KOC. Eagles, they'll stick with their asshole. I think most weeks they're very.
I mean,
they're very bipolar over there.
10, 10-7 they won. That's crazy.
Yeah, Dallas KOC, Washington KOC, New York Giants KOC, Detroit and Chicago. Those teams are going to stick with their guys. Chicago's so over the moon with Ben Johnson that they're going to stick with them. But if you ask me, probably still pick KOC. I mean, Ben Johnson's got a lot to prove still. I mean, they're 6-3, but they're going to have to beat some good teams here. Green Bay Packers, MLF. That's a very interesting poll if you put that out to Packers Twitter, like especially after a loss. KOC or LaFleur. I think you're probably 50-50 there.
I think like us, some of our fans are frustrated with KOC. I think some of their fans are frustrated with him.
Who would you rather have? Would you take LaFleur or KOC?
I think he's a good coach. It's kind of like they're almost equal, honestly.
Commanders. So Zone said that the Commanders would rather have Dan Quinn than KOC. You think so? I'd rather have KOC than Dan Quinn.
Yeah, I would too.
Buccaneers.
Commanders aren't doing that good. They just got drilled.
Buccaneers with Todd Bowles. I like Todd Bowles. I just think KOC is better, but that's fine. Whatever they want. Carolina, KOC. Atlanta, Raheem Morris. Give me KOC.
Oh, fuck for sure.
Saints, give me KOC.
You put him in Atlanta with that running back and
yeah,
decent receivers and a guy that can deliver the ball like Penix.
Seahawks, Mike McDonald, dude. That's a good young coach. I like that guy. Did I ever say that Andy Reid was not better than KOC? I said that they would definitely keep Andy Reid for sure. Rams, McVay. Yeah, McVay's the GOAT, dude. He's so good.
Remember, he said a lot of teams, not every team.
Not every team.
I think he's already named like 8 teams that would
at least
want him.
At least, yeah. Cardinals, they would take KOC, and then finally the Niners with Shanahan, they'll stick with their dude. Love Shanahan.
Yeah, I mean,
that's like half the league that would rather have KOC than their coach. Okay, so here's the stack, the argument against KOC. 4 years, 1 division win, no playoff wins, and you put him in Atlanta, he still won't run the ball. Yeah, I can't argue that he wouldn't run the ball in Atlanta.
Disagree with you there, Zone.
Hey, but Bison can catch the ball, so what's the problem here?
That's a pretty good running back, and he can catch the ball. So,
dude, I'm not gonna give Sean Payton one compliment on this show. Fuck that guy. He's a douchebag.
Zone, I've seen some of I've seen a lot of your shorts, and you're not too fond of KOC. So, I mean, I get it. There's frustration, but maybe a coach has done more, in his first few years. I mean, and talk about injuries and the not having an O line or a D line for this and almost his entire coaching career with the Vikings. and to get that many wins, I mean, it's pretty
Yeah.
impressive, man.
Out of our
And
roster last year, to get that many wins was really impressive.
yeah, I was.
And this year, he's been dealt a shit
He
sandwich.
resurrected Sam Darnold, who was the joke of the league. And he proved me fucking wrong. I was known as the hater of Sam Darnold before the league started until like week 2. After week 2, I was like, okay, he's got something here.
Who was the Vikings coach who could not win a playoff game until he won the playoff games? Who's Randy Moss's coach in '98? Dennis Green, right? He was a guy who won a lot in the regular season, I believe, until he started winning in the playoffs. Like Andy Reid was a guy who could not win in the playoffs. There are coaches out there who win in the regular season and lose in the playoffs until they start winning in the playoffs. And part of that is just building the damn team, right? So I don't think you can fault a guy for winning in the regular season. Like that's not a negative.
Yeah,
you know?
I've told you this. I'm like, I'm told that regular season games aren't important. Well, how do you get to the playoffs? You got to win regular season games.
They all matter.
Yeah, they all matter. And the Rams were pretty freaking good last year. They were pretty freaking good. And I picked them as a Super Bowl favorite, not the favorite. I was the Eagles, but I was like the Rams are top 3 for sure in the NFC. And I think I'm right there.
Yeah, Stafford's health freaked me out coming into the year, which is why I wouldn't draft like any of the Rams players for fantasy. But dude, he's been healthy, and he not only that, but he's been an MVP front runner now. He's been so good.
We criticize KOC and we have like a lot, but it's like
him.
I don't know.
I nitpick him. I still think he's a great coach.
It's like saying our beautiful girlfriend isn't hot enough.
She's solid 9. Yeah. Anything else from the Baltimore game? I thought they shut down Derrick Henry very well. I think the run defense looked just fine.
He started rolling late though. But early on, I felt like we were doing pretty good.
I think he had like 20 carries for 70 something yards, like 3.5 carry average. It wasn't bad at all. So that was a plus. Now that's really the only concern I have.
For 75, but like I said, he was starting to do very better late, so it looked better earlier.
That's really the only concern I have against the Bears is they've been running the ball pretty well lately with DeAndre Swift and Monangai.
Yeah, they're second in the league. I heard that they were second league in rushing this year.
So you do have to stop their run game, and if you do that, you'll beat them.
Yeah, if you would have told me Derrick Henry only had 75 yards in that game, I would have picked us to win. It's all about negative 105 yards and 13 penalties,
and the turnover margin.
And the turnovers,
100%.
I would give us like a turnover and a half because those were kind of like big punts, but yeah.
No, but the biggest one was the Miles Price,
at least a field goal.
The Miles Price kick return
fumble,
for sure. Put them on the 20-yard line right after they scored a touchdown, and they double dipped there.
I'm talking about the other 2 interceptions, but not. Yeah, the fumble was awful.
Yeah, terrible. And then we were really, really lucky to get the second fumble back from Price. He put that ball on the ground back to back.
I was like, how did they not get that? I swear I saw a guy jump on it, and
I know
it fumbled because he hit our own guy with his helmet.
Lamar Jackson was very impressive to me, and just the way that he ran a little bit, but it was more like just kind of escaping up in the middle of the pocket, getting 5 to 8 yards here and there. It was just his ability to deliver the ball accurately and quickly. He avoids like pressures and rush just by kind of sinking into the pocket a little deeper because he knows he's faster than you. And so he's able to utilize space back there and just pick you apart with like underneath the zone type routes.
How about Zay Flowers fumbling it and getting it right back?
Oh, completely lucky.
Like, what the and you see the look on his face? Oh my God.
No.
Yeah, he was like,
it was their day, all the breaks went their way and none of the breaks went our way. And unfortunately that happens. This team's going to be hungry and their backs are against the wall. They're going to come out hard against the Chicago Bears this week. I think the Vikings are going to have a statement type game, and they've been really good in the division so far. 2-0 in the division. And this is their first home divisional game, and then they got the Packers after that. They can't look forward to the Packers. They got to get through the Bears first. But yeah, man. So let's officially go into the Bears game here. Caleb Williams has been better as of late. Definitely. I still think a lot of his highlight plays are still coming outside of the script, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all extending the play and then making a throw. So when it comes to Caleb Williams, you have to just rush him in a way that keeps him in the pocket and make him beat you from the pocket. And if you can do that, I think that, you can fluster him, contain him. We talked about the run game. What are your thoughts on this matchup with the Vikings and the Bears?
Well, I felt like we've been pretty, like you said, they didn't get a lot of yards per carry against us this last game because we're really effective early. They started getting more yards later on their carries. So if we don't go do three and outs and make our defensive linemen tired, I think we could. I think the game goes through their run game. Honestly, they had 171 yards and 28 carries and 2 TDs. It's just like, yeah, and have Caleb Williams beat you.
Right.
Last time we played him, it was like he wasn't looking downfield when he was pressured, but he was juking us and getting those yards and getting those first downs. So again, we just got to contain his mobility. It's the same thing I said about us playing the Eagles or us playing the Ravens. Don't let his mobility beat you. Make him throw the ball, and if they're not running the ball down our throat and it's on him and he can't scramble and he's got to beat us with his arm, that's a win. Can we do that? I think we were doing that against the Eagles, and I think we were doing against the Ravens until we just couldn't move the ball on our own. But yeah, I think they're paper tigers right now. I think 6-3 paper tigers.
I agree. And I think the Vikings are better than their record. So
I mean,
I think
they lost the Ravens 30-16. They beat the Bengals and the Giants, the Saints, the Commanders, the Raiders. That was the softest part of their schedule.
Yeah.
Cowboys.
Yeah, it gets tougher now. They got they're gonna have to play the Packers twice. They play us this week. They got the Lions again at some point. They got the Eagles coming up shortly. They got the Niners at the end of the season. It's a tough road for them.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the Browns is probably the only easy game they have the rest of the season. Even the Steelers at least decent, right? So
yeah, they got the Steelers at home
this week, but they have been decent. Yeah, they have probably one of the toughest schedules available. Except the Browns is probably the only game. And
I wonder what JJ McCarthy's over under on passing yards is going to be for the Bears. I'm going to see if this is pickable yet. What would you guess? I'm guessing 230
against the Bears.
Mm-hmm.
Well, considering this is the first time he's been over 140, I'm like, I don't know, man. I would probably say 185, 175 or something
against
like
that defense, dude.
I don't know, man. Again, it's
226 and a half.
Really?
Yeah, and Caleb Williams is the exact same. Both 226 and a half.
Personal best?
He just threw for like 2 something.
Did he?
What did he just throw for?
I know he threw over 200, but I can't remember how much. I'll look. Here we go. What was it? Box score. Yeah, this last game he threw. He did throw 248. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he threw the ball 40 something times.
It's 100 yards more than his best, probably.
Yeah, you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if this game plan against the Bears is let's run it down their damn throat most of this game.
Like I said, every game after I had complaints about the run game, he
bounced back,
buckled down, and had a different, a game plan.
Yeah. Well, we're both picking the Vikings. That's clear. They should be a bounce back game. And if we're wrong, then the season, in my opinion, is over at that point. We've said that because going forward, what would the Vikings be, Dave, if they win this game? 5-5. 5-5. They'd be a 500 team, but undefeated in the division, which is big. So there's a chance going forward if they can pull this one out.
I mean, I guess we're a game and a half back of the Packers because of the tie.
Right.
And they were losing Kraft is a big deal.
The Lions got a tough schedule to end the season as well. So it's not over yet.
I feel like the Bears will fall under 5, be at 500 or below by the end of the season. If we can pass the Packers up, we're in the playoffs, for sure. And again, they scored 7 points this last game. Kraft is out. It really hurt him. Really hurt him.
All right, man. Comments have dried up. We've run out of stuff to talk about. That's all right. It was good. They did a good job leading the show.
We convinced Zone that
KOC is a goat.
KOC is the goat.
Yeah, Dan Campbell sucks. All right, man. Well, it's gonna be a fun game. Play in Chicago. My wife will be at the in-laws, and I'll be here being loud by myself. Separate houses, house divided.
Yeah. I don't know,
we need this one.
I finally got to watch a game on YouTube.
Nice.
Miracle, since I paid for it. So that one game so far, I've paid like $450 to watch that game.
Wow.
One game on YouTube. I'm still pissed. I'll never forgive them. Ever.
Yeah, dude, that's the worst. Alrighty, so that's going to end this episode of House Calls. Great to have all of you guys. We're going to be back here next Tuesday to break down our big win over the Chicago Bears, dominating fashion.
And we're going to talk about how KOC ran the ball down their throats.
Yep.
For 250.
Dude, Justin Jefferson is going to pop off.
Justin's going to have a 120 on 9 catches.
And a touchdown.
And 2 touchdowns.
Yep. All right, boys. Skull, thanks for joining us. We'll catch you next week.